Wait a minute. Ah! Turned it the wrong way. Just get in.
Welcome to Carla. We're a family of 5 who left our old life behind to follow our dream. A dream of living the simple life together as a family. In 2022, we moved in with my parents to save up money for a sailboat. In August 2023, we were finally able to buy Carla, our one-off 42-foot steel-hull sailboat, and bring her home. Join us as we go through the ups and downs of sailboat restoration.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Carla. Well, we had to shorten the video last time. Apparently I talked too much. But today we're going to continue and we're going to finish the project. We're going to straighten out the deck. We're going to find a new deck beam, weld it in, and then close the hole by welding in a new plate. So enjoy, and I hope you like it. Okay, now we cut it and it's ready to be bent back up to shape again. But before we do that and before we weld it back together, I would like to reinstate the deck beam. The deck beam has been cut here to allow the window or the hatch to be put in place. But now that we're going to close the hatch and divide the room beneath, we might as well put in a new piece of deck beam. Hopefully we can align it properly, but yeah, well, we'll see. I know when we did the aft deck, it was quite hard getting it exactly, and either it's too high or you get a little bit of space beneath the sheet metal, but yeah, we'll see. But I got just the piece in mind for this. Let's go have a look. This is the old deck beam from the aft cabin. I don't know if you can remember, but when we changed the deck plate in the aft cabin, we also changed the deck beam. We got a new one rolled and put in place, mainly because the deck beam in the middle was almost down to half the size because of rust. But on the sides we actually have the full thickness. We still got the original paint well, some places. And I think we could definitely make a new deck beam piece out of this one. It already have the curve, so we don't need to get a new one made. We need approximately 59 centimeters. Yeah, around here. So it should be should fit perfectly. I think we'll go ahead and get it cleaned and then cut off a bit longer than we need. Then we can go up there, clean up the surfaces up there, and then mark the lines where we need to cut it to fit perfectly. So. Okay, now I mounted this just with these, and then going down below, looking at it from a distance, I can see that the two sides, they don't align. So I've mounted this clamp, and then I want to put a winch, and then see if I can pull it up. If we can pull it up to the right position, then we can mark this new beam, mark it precisely, and then we can cut it, and then it should fit. And we'll just keep it on the winch until we've welded it. Then it should stay in the right position. Then it's also easier when we get to trying to straighten this, because right now this piece of beam is going up and down quite a lot. When you step on it, you can watch it moving, but when we connect the two beams across, it'll get much stiffer, and then we can start straightening out the other ones. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Well, now we got this lifted up where we want it. So now these ends actually fit quite nicely, but this end of the beam that's already in place is quite corroded. But we only have to go maybe 3 or 4 centimeters into it, then it's back to normal thickness. So instead of just cutting the new to fit in between, we'll start by cutting off, I think maybe 3 or 4 centimeters of the old one. That'll still give us plenty of room for welding, and then we'll keep the thickness. So yeah, let's draw a line and cut it off. Perfect. There it is. Well, it fits, and I've sharpened it in both ends so that we can get a nice deep weld. I think it's actually going to be really good. I still have the winch holding it up, so it's in the right place, and yeah, it looks promising. So now I think it's time to get out the welder. Well, it's right there, but let's get it going and see if we can weld it in place. Well, I set up the welder. It's ready. So now I would just need to brush this off to get a good ground, and then we should be ready. We'll start by tacking it on, and then we'll try to do a vertical weld, which is a first time for me with this one. So yeah, let's see. I'm also trying out my new helmet today. I just got a self-closing, I don't know, a helmet that turns the light off. So yeah, all new, test. Wait a minute. Turned it the wrong way. I think. Yep. Go on. Well, I think that went all right actually. Yeah, could be worse. I don't know if you can see it, but I think if I give it one like that on the other side, it should hold. Perfect. Well, that's done, and as per usual, of course, 4 welds, 4 different welding techniques. That's typical of me, but I thought that this might be a bit too narrow, so I wanted to widen out the weld, and I did that on this side, but yeah, well, as you can see, it's not that pretty, but at last I got the right technique, I think. This one I'm really satisfied with, even though I had to stop midway because the welder got stuck. But yeah, all in all, I'm not afraid that it's going anywhere. It's definitely going to hold. It's not that pretty, but it's going to be kept behind the interior of the boat, so should be okay. So now we can let loose the winch, and it should stay in the right position, and then it's time to start bending the plates back up into shape and welding them back together. This is one of my favorite tools. It helped me take out the tanks, the diesel tanks, from the boat, and it helped me carry up the metal sheets for the aft deck, and now it helps me lift. When you clamp it on, it'll hold anything. 1.5 tons, so quite a lot, and it really holds. When you tighten it, it bites into the metal, and you can see afterwards, you can really see how the rings are left in the metal because it's been biting like it is. Love it. Okay, it's time to try and see if we can straighten this up. If I pull on the clamp out here, it just bends up the end of the plate. So I would like to make some kind of attachment in here so that I can pull in here, pull it up, maybe use the burner and heat up the sheet, because as you can see, we have quite a divot in here. It's a centimeter or so, and when I pull this, I only get up to half a centimeter from it. So I've rigged the plasma cutter again, and I think we'll make 2 arches out of this one and weld them on so that we can hook on in here and try pull in here, and then we can always use these if we have to pull at the end of the plate again. So let's get plasma cutting. Now look at that. Much better. We still need a little bit, but we have to remember that over here it's lying on top of the epoxy, so we don't have to get it all the way up to this one. But I think we'll get another winch and put it on this one, and then we can tack the plates together. And hopefully they should stay there. Well, we finished up yesterday. We got rid of the divot that was in the plate over here. There's still a little bit left, but at least now we have a straight edge when we have to fit the new plate. But having a look at it, I can see that we really have a big one on the front part as well. So before we start cutting out a new plate today, I think we'll do the same here. We'll make a small cut and straighten this out. So yeah, let's start with that. Well, again, the tripod came to the rescue. I don't know what we should have done without this one. It's really handy for a lot of things. So yeah, perfect. The tripod and the winches. Well, we got a straight edge. It's actually quite straight now. But I don't want to weld it up together, not yet, because the edge, the back edge here has a small curve to it. So when we fit the plate in the hole, it's going to have a small curve to it, and I don't know exactly what that curve is going to be on the front part. And if we weld this up now, we won't be able to move them to fit the curve. So I think we'll leave this open for now. We'll fit the plate, take it all together, and then we'll weld it up as one of the last things. But as you can see, this relief cut that I put in the plate, up here you can see the thickness of the original cut, and down here you can see how much the plate has actually come together when I straightened them. So yeah, it works really well. I think all these dents and divots, or what you call them, I think they're a result of the original build of the boat. Yeah, I'm still struggling with how much the metal shrinks when it cools. For example, the deck beams in the back, I had a lot of troubles with it. It fit perfectly right when I welded it, but as soon as it cooled down, it shrunk, so that suddenly there were room between the deck beam and the plate. But that's just how it is, and I think that's what's happened with the plates as well. But you live and you learn. So I think it's time to start cutting a plate. We'll take the original we have over there down with us, and we'll see if we can mark a line on the new plates and yeah, make a new one. Well, now I've set up the plasma cutter and I've drawn up where we need to cut. It's a bit exciting. I've made it 5 millimeters wider in some places because I fitted the old one and took some measurements on that one. So now I have to adjust it so that I'm cutting on the outside of the line and not directly on top of the line, because then it, of course, it gets smaller. But yeah, let's try it. Well, we cut the disc, we cut the plate, and as I expected, it's a bit too big. Over here you can see I put on 5 millimeters. I don't know if you can see the line I've drawn. So there is some material I have to cut away, but I put on the 5 millimeters because I made these notches in the old plate, and I want to make sure that we didn't get a hole we had to fill out with the welder. So now I think I'll put the grinding disc on the grinder and yeah, see if I can make it fit. I'll also have to grind the new plate so that we get some space to weld into. I'll put an edge on it. So yeah. Well, of course the camera ran out of power, but we ordered new batteries. They're in the mail, should be here today hopefully. But in the meantime, I fitted the plate. It fits okay now. and then I welded on these small stops so that we can push the plate down to the deck. I've just tacked it up there, and I'll do the same here so that lengthwise we have it fastened, and then we'll work our way to the sides and take it onto the plate so that we get the right height all the way around. Heidi will help me do this, and if it gets too hard we have to weld something on and use a crowbar or something, but we'll see. Now it's time to do some welding. Well, we finished welding. It went really good, I think. We got the weld all the way to the bottom. It's coming through. So I think I'm really happy with this result. And finally, we got one more plate in. But have a look at the welds. They actually look alright, I think. Of course, there's always some stops and some starts and stuff like that. But all in all, I'm really satisfied. We used this flux cord thread for the welder, and I'm really satisfied with the result. Before we used another type of welding cord, and it sputtered a lot. This looks amazing. I really think so. The only thing you can do better than this, from my perspective, is to use maybe CO2 or something. But I don't like it when we have the wind going through the tent. So yeah, really satisfied. So now I think we'll give it a quick dust with the zinc spray, just to prevent some of the rust. Of course it will rust. We're going to be welding on the boat for the next 6 months or so. So it will rust, but remember, we are going to sandblast the boat, so it should be okay. But zinc spray, and then we're finished for the day. I also think we should wrap up the video now. I'm not sure how long it is. We'll see. Maybe this comes out in 1 or maybe 2 episodes. We'll have a look at it. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments or good advice for us, please write them in the comment section below. We will read them and we will answer them. Other than that, thank you for now and see you next time.